I have a question. How often do you change yourself for other people? Know thyself here. Please take a moment to like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you stay up to date on all the content when I release it. So for today's video, I want to talk to you guys briefly about changing yourself for other people. How often do you change what you think, how you feel, so that you don't offend someone? Have you ever found yourself changing your opinion on something so that you can seem accepted or acceptable to another person? How often in conversations with, let's say, friends, colleagues at work, have you done this? How often have you done this either in the pursuit of a relationship or while you were in a relationship? I want you to think about this topic and this concept of changing yourself in order to fit what someone else might think or how someone else might feel. And I want you to consider this. No matter how much you change what you think, hoping that it will fit with another person and their views, it will never work out the way you think it's going to work out. Far too often, I see men that will conform their thoughts and opinions so that they can be accepted by a larger, wider, possibly mostly female group or audience or community. And what ends up happening is that if you feel differently, if you have a difference of opinion and you are too scared, for lack of a better word, to express it, people can feel that. People understand when you are not being authentic and you're not being honest with who you are. They can feel it, they know it, and guess what? They're going to resent you. You're going to resent yourself because you are not being honest and true to how you feel about a particular subject or a topic or just a particular behavior of a certain group of people. If you feel a certain way and you have your opinion and you change it in order to be accepted by other people, it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. Ultimately, what's going to happen is that you're going to be miserable. Ultimately, what's going to happen is that eventually you will either tell these people how you really feel, or you will separate yourself from those people because you know that you don't align with them. This is what happens in a friend group. How do you think this happens when you are in a relationship or trying to pursue a relationship? Too many men will say and do whatever it is that they have to say or do in order to get that relationship from that person or gain the favor of the person that they're pursuing. And what it does is it really leaves you, the word I'm looking for is neutered. It leaves you less than who you could be. If you have an opinion and someone expresses their opinion or someone says how they feel and you don't agree with it, then you should feel within your right to express your disagreement without worrying that it may turn that person off and they may not want to be around you. Here's the truth. If you have to feel and think the same way that someone else thinks in order for that person to accept you, that's probably not the person that you should be around. But too many men are scared to say how they really feel, because they know that if they say how they really feel about something, it might disappoint the other person. But here's the thing. If you go the opposite direction and you become a yes man, and you say and do what that other person says, and you agree with them on everything, then you're not being honest and true to you. And eventually, something about you will ring as inauthentic and not trustworthy. Something about you will some energy that you give off will read as, this is not the type of person that I want to be around, because I don't feel like they say how they really feel about things. Then you become the type of person that people think of as being two-faced, where you say one thing here and say another thing when you're not around them. So really just think about that. When it comes to the concept of relationships, this is so necessary that men learn how to develop their own sense of self, how to develop their own opinions about things, backed up in their own research and facts, and really think about how you feel about certain things and what you think. And then once you have that established, you got to work on your courage to say it. You got to work on your ability to speak up for yourself. You have to begin to live a life that is honest and authentic to you. And the only way you can do that is by expressing yourself and not allowing the threat or the fear that person may disagree with you to keep you from being and saying how it is that you feel and living honestly through your words and your actions. And it's necessary. People will not like you. Here's the truth. If everybody likes you, you're doing something wrong. If you go into a room and everyone just says, oh, I get along with this person, I don't have a problem with them, it's probably because you haven't been speaking up for yourself. People should respect you. Everybody should have a human level of respect for you, but everybody shouldn't like you. Everybody shouldn't like you, because you should be the type of person that is well thought out. You're a reasoned, logical person that sits and considers your ideas. You think about the things you say before you say them. You have done your research, and when you speak, you're speaking from a place of knowledge and understanding and critical thinking. And so when people disagree with you, you have substantive rebuttals, you have substantive critiques of what people say. You don't disagree for the sake of just being disagreeable. You've actually thought about these things, these concepts, and these ideas. You have core sensibilities. You have core values about yourself. You have a sense of who you are and your place in the world. These are things that you have sat and considered and thought about and argued and reasoned and backed up your reasoning and had these philosophical debates, so that when you are in front of someone, whether it be a colleague or a friend, a family member, or on the other side, whether it be a relationship partner, a person that you're pursuing for a relationship, if you disagree, you disagree. And if that person says, well, I just can't be around you because you disagree with me on this, I can't see myself hanging out with you because you have a disagreement with me about this, then that's probably not the person that you should be around in the first place. The idea of having to mold yourself to another person's way of thinking or mold yourself to a group of people's way of thinking. We live in a society nowadays where groupthink and group ideology and being strict adherence to the group ideology is what keeps you in the group. And that is so un-American. That is so not what this country stands for. We are supposed to celebrate diversity of thought. We are supposed to celebrate differences. We are supposed to celebrate people who have a difference of opinion, and we are supposed to allow those people to say it and speak it, and then have the reasoned, logical, critical debate with nuance and reason and logic. And there should be nothing wrong with that. So work on your ideas. Work on yourself. Understand who you are. Know thyself. Know yourself. Work on how to express your ideas. Work on the reason and the logic behind why you think and feel the way it is that you feel. And then work on your ability to express it in a way in which is non-offensive, but also you are not being the type of person that's a go along, get along. You're not a type of person that conforms. Nobody likes a yes man. Nobody likes a person who says one thing and feels a different way. Because your energy, your aura betrays you eventually. Eventually, people figure out who you really are, and then they really don't like you. Because then, in their minds, you have become a coward. So study. Study to show yourself approved. Do your research, work out your ideas, and be able to speak them in a coherent, logical way. And if you find yourself around people who want you to think the same way that they think about everything, then that is a cue that you are around people that you should not be around, and you need to exit from that group of people. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into my content. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date on all the content when I post it. All right, I will see you guys on the next video. Take care of yourself. All right, bye.